It has been over 2 weeks since the start of the hashtag #FixTF2 movement. It is currently June 17th. As of time of recording, the movement started on June 3rd. I have heard some talk about people being upset that we haven't gotten a response from Valve yet, that this is a failure just like the first one, the original save.tf2, whatever. I'm here to say no, this is not true at all. I think some people have said it, but don't really mean it. I do mean it. That is just not true. This is about sustained pressure on Valve, and while we are a small community in the grand scheme of things, and I know we may get CS2 on board as well, I'm not 100% sure about that yet, it's still a little too early, but it's important to basically show that we are upset. This isn't about hoping to break down the wall in a single punch, but rather chipping away. I'm sorry if you've heard me say this before. I know for a fact this isn't the first time I've used this line bar for bar, but it's true. Valve's empire walls are extremely thick. Bashing our heads into it as hard as we can does not do anything. However, if we take our little chisels and we just start shaving at the brick, eventually enough damage can be done that some form of action has to be taken. Whether that is letting the wall crumble, patch it up, or rebuild altogether, they're going to eventually have to do something. The truth is we don't really know what Valve is thinking for sure. I can tell you what they're likely thinking, however. Some of you may have seen that 4chan post about the dude dressed in a scout costume outside of Valve's HQ. I'm not sure the actual validity of it, but honestly, I don't care the validity of it. Because a point was brought up in it that is for certain being applied whether or not the story itself was true. The user explained that the Valve employees were not allowed to converse with them directly, which tells me that they, being Valve, are hoping that all of this just blows over without having to say anything. This is why it's so crucial to continue the campaign efforts, assuming that you have a true passion for this game. Don't be discouraged by Valve's unwillingness to talk. Lonkador made a very good video on this exact point. Valve doesn't have a great track record when it comes to communication in general, so honestly, it may cause more issues than it solves. What is important is that the issue is fixed, or let me change my wording, actively dealt with. I want to make it clear that I and many others understand that you can't just outright prevent cheating, or in this case, botting. If that were the case, cheaters wouldn't exist. It's more about the upkeep and preservation of a beloved game that is still monetized, by the way. They still add crates. And the funny thing is it's taken from the workshop. It's not even like they do it themselves. They just take some stuff from the workshop, put it in a nice little case. They make a quick little, basically recoloring of last year's case, and put it on the market for people to buy and open. And then they keep the majority of the profit. Yeah, the workshoppers get some profit, of course. They get some money for it. But Valve gets to keep a very good chunk of money. And yet they don't do anything about it. Yeah, sorry for the tangent, but the main goal is not the response, but rather the active management of the botting crisis that is taking over TF2 and has been for over half a decade. Communication is nice, but don't expect it from Valve. Have you ever really expected Valve to be open and tell what's going on? Every time it happens, we're shocked. So don't worry about not getting a tweet from Valve. I mean, what did the last tweet mean anyway? Keep the pressure on. Also, don't be discouraged because it's taking a while. We're not always going to have major developments. That's just not realistic. There are going to be large stints of time where pretty minimal things happen. Things are going to slow down. However, it is important to keep adding kindling to the fire in order to keep the flame going. It may shrink, we may lose some sticks, I don't know. It might become less bright, but keep the fire underneath Valve's chair lit. Chip away, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, not one punch. It's not about breaking down the wall all at once, like some people were hoping would happen. No, it's about chiseling away. This could take a month, months, years, who knows? But it's important that we keep it going, and we don't just fold, because that is exactly what Valve is hoping for. So what can you do in the meantime? Well, one, you could just continue the campaign. While it is slowing down, which is to be expected, there is still over 2,000 people on average signing the petition a day. That is incredible. Continue to push for this. Continue to spread the word and get friends who may be interested in Team Fortress 2 or whatever to sign the petition, or even if they're not. If they care about gaming and making a point, taking a stand, get them to sign the petition. Also, make videos explaining your thoughts on everything, kind of like how I am right now. tweet about Team Fortress with the hashtag FixTF2 tag alongside it, post something on Reddit, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, and even share those videos around. And if you're on Twitter, or X, then repost quality tweets with the hashtag in it. Also, add a hashtag FixCS2 if you're interested in that as well. I think that's important to get going. I know it might not pick up as much traction because the CS2 community is kind of on its own thing, but hey, it can help. And if you play both games, I definitely recommend that you do this. Another big one is that you may have heard this floating around is the boycott. In my personal opinion, this is absolutely something I endorse, and this is for two main reasons. First, while yes, TF2 does not make as much money as Steam or big names like Counter-Strike do, it still makes them millions, so it does hurt their wallet. Though I think my second point is a little bit more important, yes, it hurts them a little bit, yeah, not much, but it still does, and you should probably boycott. But here is the second reason I think you should do so. You should do this out of principle. If a product doesn't work as intended, why would you continue to invest your hard-earned money into it? If it doesn't work, I recommend that you don't buy it. Keep your wallet in your pocket until you see something you like. If you like how TF2 is working right now and you love all the bots and whatnot, I guess I can't stop you. But if you are upset about how things are going, I definitely recommend that you do not open up your wallet and give Valve any of your money, regardless if you think it will work or not. Boycotting and not spending your money on non-functional products should just be something you do for the sake of not buying bad products. I know it's hard, and I'm not saying you can't spend money on TF2, but I am encouraging you to consider doing it and to sort of, endorse it and encourage other people. Here's the thing, do not harass people, okay? And don't try to draw imaginary lines, like, oh, as long as you're not spending money on X, right? I think just boycott something, right? Don't open your cases, don't sell your cases, that's a big one, because guess what, you sell your cases to people who will open it, so hold on to your cases. Don't buy from the Manco store, that's a big one, I think. I would recommend not buying from the community market as well. And if you are committed enough, don't buy anything off of Steam in general. That's what I'm doing. I'm very dedicated to this cause, so I'm not buying anything off of Steam, but I understand that is a big ask, so that's up to you. Anyway, keep the fire lit, even if it seems like it's going down and getting more dim day by day. It's important that we just have the fire going. Continue to participate in the cause, spread the word, get people who are willing to sign the petition at save.tf, make a video or post screenshots of the bot problem online. Don't let this fall into obscurity, don't let it die. Continue to preserve, even if times feel bleak. Remember the Soviets during World War II, during the Battle of Stalingrad, didn't give up, and neither should we. Okay, that's enough. That was a weird comparison. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll take what I'm saying into consideration. Bye.